Welcome to Holistic Human Performance Podcast. My name is Gena Bradshaw, where we talk all things holistic health, wellness, spirituality, fitness, meditation, energetics, and so much more to help you become the healthiest version of yourself. Let's dive in. This is not medical advice. This is simply to help you on your journey through health, fitness, and wellness. I hope this helps. You can complement this with anything that you are doing currently in your life. Enjoy. I want to talk about meditation. I have been meditating for over 10 years now, and when I tell you it has completely transformed my life on every single aspect, it truly has brought me back to this wholeness state my mind, body, and soul was craving for so long, and I didn't even realize it. Now you may be thinking, meditation, I can't sit there in stillness. There are so many ways to meditate. And maybe you're asking yourself, you've been wanting to meditate, but you don't know where to start. Or maybe you've fallen off the routine and you need a little support to get back into your flow. Then I've got something for you. Introducing the 10-day meditation challenge now on the Holistic Human Performance app. It was made just for you. These guided meditations are 3 to 5 minutes, short, powerful, and intentional. Each day will give you a specific theme, and it's a fresh energy reset and a gentle way to reconnect with yourself. Whether you're brand new or just need a reboot, this is your sign to say yes to stillness. And the best part, you get to try it out for a week free when you sign up now. Head on over to the Holistic Human Performance app, join the challenge, and start transforming your mornings in just as little as 3 to 5 minutes a day. Your peace is waiting and you deserve it. Head on over to the Apple Store or Google Play to find Holistic Human Performance app now. Again, try it out with a week free trial, either for your monthly subscription or annual subscription. You will not regret it. I'll put all of the information in the show notes. And welcome to another podcast episode of the Holistic Human Performance Podcast. I'm your host, Gena Bradshaw Vitale, and we have a very special guest with us today. We have ZuZu Armes, and also my daughter, because she didn't want a nap, so welcome to the real life. We're going to have a cool conversation about it. You all know I'm just so fascinated by holistic health and wellness and how we can just heal ourselves, and that's exactly what ZuZu is gonna bring to us today on this podcast episode. She's a holistic health educator, author, speaker. She's known for her practical, science-backed approach to help people with their bodies, and she often calls them body casts, so I'm really excited to just dive into all of this. Now what's cool about ZuZu's story, she has had her own adversities, and what I really love is, she talks about reversing her own epilepsy, scoliosis, and arthritis with holistic strategies, so I'm really excited to learn about that. But enough of me talking. Without further ado, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, but you're so cute. You can just keep talking and I'll just chime in.
I literally could, I know. That's why I have a podcast.
I love it.
Oh man. Okay, so welcome. I'm so excited. It's been a long time coming. I know to rearranging, rescheduling, so we finally got you on. So talk to me about, let's just dive into your story, because first off, I'm really fascinated with the fact that you have healed your own, I guess we'll call it dis-ease, right? Let's talk about that. How did you even, let's go into it right there.
Yep. Well, it's funny because when I started podcasting, I had no idea people would ask me so many questions about my own journey, but I guess that always is the exciting part for people.
Yeah, because
through it.
Yeah, so many people are going through things like this, and they feel so hopeless and lost. And we see it every day, and they just don't know where to turn. So
And
Or
I see it
something
too. My clients come in and they've gained all this weight, they've done all, and so it's been amazing for 20 some years, 25 years to watch people get well and eliminate dis-ease. But my own journey it was real. It was cool. I grew up with epilepsy, and when I was going to get pregnant and married and then wanted to have children, I was like, I don't want to be on all this medication.
Yeah.
And back then we didn't have the World Wide Web. We had libraries. So I started studying in libraries and, just really reading a lot of stories. And I wanted to figure out how can I connect the synapses so that I'm not having seizures anymore. And I did it all with food. Like literally, I literally brought all these healthy oils into my body and changed my nervous system. And I haven't had a seizure since. So I was able to titrate off of all three
Wow.
medications. Yeah, so it's been what, 37 years now or so. And so yeah, that was really cool. And then if like it was probably 19 or 2020, I was like, I should just get rid of my scoliosis. Like this has been a pain in the butt because I have all these babies and I had all these children and I have grandbabies and I want to be able to just play and help all my kids move all the time and all the things you do as a human being.
Right.
Where in the past I would help and pack and then I'd be down for a week or two because I couldn't move my back. And so I started going to myofascia every single week and chiropractic and acupuncture. And 18 months later, no scoliosis. And it was really cool because
Wow.
when I got off the x-ray table at the end, I said, okay, I want to see my x-rays. And they pulled it up. She goes, oh, looks perfect. I'm like, this is what it looked like 18 months ago. And I showed her and she was like, how'd you do that? So it is because was dealing with some of the same things. And then I just noticed there was in my thermal imaging scan, after the reversal, and I go every year for thermal imaging. I love it. And I think everybody should use thermal imaging, far safer than thermography. And so during my then mammography. Anyhow, so
Yeah.
during that, I saw some inflammation around where the arthritis, around the scoliosis. I saw the arthritis. I'm like, well, I better nail that, buddy. And 8 months later, it was gone. So it was just fun. But again, I was applying principles I'd already written about and I'd studied.
Mhm.
My epilepsy I had to study for. And as I was able to get rid of that, and then every time someone like would get sick or have an issue, I'd be like, well, let's just do some studying, what is the real cause of high blood pressure? What's the real cause of migraines? Like what's the real things going on here? And it was really fascinating to study. I love studying. I love researching. And so that's how it kind of evolved. And that's where our school came from. That's where everything kind of came from, was people kept asking questions. So I kept studying and eventually wrote programs and books. And now we've been doing this for decades and our students are all over the world and speaking 100 languages. And, and we love educating how the human body works.
Yeah. So it started with nutrition. Now, I'm assuming you didn't grow up in a household where that was like the focus.
It was my house was great. We grew up on the lake, and so we had this big house on the lake, but it wasn't a big like Richie house on a lake because back then you just had a house on a lake. It was Wisconsin, everybody had a lake, but it was funny because when my mom would go shopping, grocery shopping, and she'd come home with the produce, I think I ate all of it in a day or two. Like I just loved eating produce. Like I just love vegetables and fruits and things. And I always thought that was like the symbol of wealth, was to have fruits and vegetables available all the time because we didn't.
Yeah.
We had started a sign company and we didn't have all that extra money. So it was just so exciting. And that's kind of where my love came. And when I went to college, I met a wonderful woman. She had 12 kids. She was the wife of the dean of my school. And I was like, I want to have a bunch of kids. This was super fun. And that's when I drank my first green drink. And then, boom, gardening and grinding wheat and baking bread and all of that it all kind of followed suit. So it was great.
Yeah, holistic lifestyle is something that like unless you're like born into and like you grew up that way, it's like a whole other world like of learning, of living, which is really how we used to live, but now people are like, "Oh, this is pretty fascinating and this can help me." Like that's pretty cool.
Yes.
Now, talk to me about your methodology. Talk to me about kind of like when, you're working with a client who is dealing with like epilepsy or maybe even cancer or whatever kind of like disease is plaguing them, kind of, how do you start? What's like that first starting point?
Great question. I'm a big look upstream person, because I was talking like today. I got my teeth cleaned. Aren't they nice and clean? Anyhow,
They're
and so
beautiful. They're pearly white.
and so while they were getting cleaned, the lady was telling me how, and she doesn't know who I am. It was a new person, and she was complaining, about how she has diverticulitis and blah blah blah, and she's gone to the doctor, and they have her on this medication, and she couldn't go back on her mission trip because she has this. She's still dealing with this, and she can't eat this, and she can't eat that. And I'm like, well, do you want to get rid of it? She was like, what? I said, well, do you want to get rid of diverticulitis? I mean, you can. It's inflammation like this. And we're just talking about villi. We're talking about the gut here, And like, she's like, that's funny. I asked my doctor a year ago if he would just tell me where this came from and then we can get rid of it. And he said, nope, here's the foods you have to avoid and here's the medication you'll take the rest of your life. And I'm like, well, let me know if I can help. But it was like, I think the biggest thing is upstream. So like, where did that come from? Where does bloating come from? It's something's causing the bloating. So you don't just take charcoal to get rid of your bloating. Like you have to look at why am I bloating? Do I have SIBO? Do I have SIMO? Do I have candida overgrowth? Like what could that be? So for me, when someone comes to see me, it is fun because we get to like look upstream. And it's always upstream. So if, oh my gosh, my hormones aren't working and I'm not making this or I can't make that, the first thing we look at is, well, do you have a gallbladder? Because it's really important. Like you need a gallbladder for your hormones to actually get out and around into the body, right? You need cholesterol. We need bile to break things down in the body. Like we need these systems to all work together. And if that's already missing, okay, now we know where to start. If they're having hormonal issues and they have their gallbladder and their cholesterol is good, I'm like, okay, so then, what do you have enough DHEA? Because only your body makes that. And if you don't have enough of it, because you don't have the building blocks to make DHEA, because you need different amino acids and vitamins and proteins for that. I mean, vitamins and minerals. So if you don't have the building blocks for DHEA, then you're never going to make it. So, but then you're going to have hormonal issues. And so it's like, start upstream, and then go down. Like a symptom is way downstream. And my epilepsy, my seizures, way downstream. I was GABA deficient. I know that. I've helped so many people. Like so many people have gotten off of epileptic medication, don't have seizures anymore, Tourette's, all that. Not because of me, just because of what we've studied and then applying that and eating more GABA, taking better care of the nervous system. Like it's amazing what can happen. And so that's where we start is we just look upwards. We just look upstream, and quite often it's because they're missing really basic building blocks of the body. We need amino acids, right? And they only come from plants. We need vitamins. They only come from plants. We need minerals. They only come from plants. You can eat a dead animal that ate another dead animal or ate grass to get that, or you can just eat plants, right? It's a little easier and better for the body when you eat plants, but I don't care if people eat meat. I've got a half a cow from our family farm sitting in the freezer. So that's cool. But that's the only thing. That's the only thing I'll ever eat. That's animal. But it's just that's my thing. Look upstream. Let's look upstream. Let's clean up the body, and you're gonna get your answers.
What kind of testing? Right, you go to a Western medical doctor, right, and they only do like a standard specific type of testing. What kind of testing do you do? Because I get this question a lot, so I'm very curious.
Yeah.
What kind of testing do you do to take a look at root cause of things? Like instead of a standard like blood test, like what should people be looking for, basically?
That's a great idea. There's actually a couple tests you guys can all do at home. I could explain a couple of them because you can test your hydrochloric acid levels. You can test your thyroid iodine level. There's a few tests people can do at home to test for candida, to test for some things. But I love diagnostics. I'm huge into diagnostics. So diagnostics on my phone, right, loaded with medical doctors that I work with, because I work with them with some of our clients, but I rely on them to order things I can't order yet. No,
right.
My business partner, big things are happening right there, but I do a lot of lab testing. So because these are things that medical community doesn't look for. So the medical community, yes, I want to look at certain scans, here and there, definitely ultrasounds. We do ultrasounds here now. We do blood work here now. We do urine analysis here. We do thyroid testing. So we can do a lot of testing here. My favorite is probably live blood cell analysis and a dry cell analysis, because looking at phases of the cells and in the bloodstream, you can see what's going on. This is not like rocket science. You can take some blood, put it on the microscope, and you can see parasites, you can see candida, you can see mold, you can see Lyme. You can see the integrity of the cell, you can see things. So that's always fun because you're visually right there in the bloodstream. You can't really tell levels of anything, so we do it with other blood work. Ultrasounds are amazing. I love ultrasounds. Every month we have our ultrasound tech fly in from San Diego. She was 28 years as a surgeon, and now she does ultrasound. So she comes in, and looking at all the organs is super great because it, to me, when you're having testing done, we're ruling things out and we're opening things up to see what might be in balance and what might not be in balance. Thermal imaging is fantastic. Like I mentioned earlier, I think everyone should do thermal imaging. I do thermal imaging once a year. Every other year, I'll do the full body thermal image. But for women who have breasts, I would do thermal imaging every year because you're going to rule out, certain things that can be growing in the breast and harmful and something you're maybe nervous about because you're going to catch it 7 to 10 years earlier, almost always using
I
thermal
tell
imaging.
people that too. I'm like, don't
Yeah,
even
it's
bother with the
amazing.
mammograms. Like,
Don't bother with them. Plus, every single mammogram, it's been proven every time you take one, it increases breast cancer chance by 3%. I
I
had
mean, like,
someone,
come on.
it is, I know, I had a lady come in, she had 10 mammograms in 7 days. 10
What?
mammograms in 7 days. I'm like, honey, your chance for breast cancer is now 30% higher. Like, it's unbelievable where they come up with this. But I mean, you think about it, they got to pay for the machines.
Yeah.
Every one of our, and the thing is, a lot of our medical doctors are really like they're constrained. They really are. They must meet the quotas
Yeah.
to have all these different diagnostic tests done, or they can't practice in the clinic anymore. And
Yeah.
they must obey all the paperwork they've signed with every single insurance company, telling them that they will never recommend something their insurance company doesn't cover. Your insurance company is what dictates your outcome in a hospital or a doctor's office, because if your insurance company doesn't cover it, but someone else's insurance company does, you're not going to get the test that could save your life, but they will. So it's very important for people to know about testing. Non-traditional testing, the oats test. I love the organic acid test, the Dutch test, right? So there's a
Oh, I've
lot.
done the Dutch test before. Yeah.
Yeah, there's different, the Zoomer tests are phenomenal. So we do a lot of microbiome testing. We do a lot of mapping of the body, FedEx mapping, and things that we rely on for the colon. We do a vaginal testing to see what the microbiome is of the vaginal canal. One of my clients yesterday, lots of problems down there. And I'm like, well, this is easy because there's only a couple forms of lactobacillus that are supposed to be in the vaginal canal. So let's see what we're loose. And I'm pretty big, like, don't be douching, ladies. Let's get rid of that right away. Man, oh man, oh man.
That freaks me out, to be honest.
Way to screw the world up down there. So, it's just like when we understand that there's tests available, and you're trying to figure out what's going on in the body, it's much less expensive and much safer for you to do all that testing than maybe go to the hospital and depend just on Western medicine testing. And quite honestly, we're seeing that. Like, I don't know who doesn't see it, but there's not a lot of money in healthy people. I haven't been seeing a doctor in 23 years, and I raised my kids without doctors.
Yeah.
Only with one of them that we went to one, and it was only to order different tests. I found a DO who would do whatever I asked him to do. So
That's what you have to look for. That's what I've learned. You gotta look for the DOs. Yeah.
Look for the DOs. They're totally great, and they want you to get better. And they know, because they've taken the extra schooling, they know how important chiroplasty is. They know how important the nervous system really is. They have a better way of looking at the body most often. So yeah, I definitely rely on testing. It's great.
Yeah, I think that's where a lot of people get like overwhelmed. So I guess where do you think, right? So we talked about testing, right? Like, what is your best advice you have for people that are just like in a hole? They're like, they have like all these doctor, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously we look upstream, but like, what's your best advice for when people are, let's just say, diagnosed with something that really is like, I don't know, like cancer or something, you know what I mean? Like, what's your best advice for when that does happen?
Yeah, learn, educate. I preach this point. If you are afraid of something, it's because you don't understand it.
Mm.
So It is, and that is with every religious group on the planet. It is always the same thing. If you understand something, it'll take the fear out of it. And so, really understand whatever that diagnostic approach or whatever you've been told you have. Number one, get rid of any death sentence. Those are ridiculous. I don't know why they put them on people, because then you're thinking about it all the time and you're just going to.
Yeah.
So just understand, learn to understand it, seek to understand what you're dealing with, and then really, really own it. You have this issue because of how you're living and where you're at and your emotional status and like your home, where you're, how much Wi-Fi you have beaten through you throughout the day. Like you have to own it. Like you are responsible for your health. I'm responsible for my health. I'm not responsible for yours, right? Gina is responsible for Jenna's health, right? All my kids are responsible for their own. I can teach them everything, but they're fully responsible, and I am, and you are. So I think owning it, if you have type 2 diabetes, sorry, but that becomes a choice. Don't turn this off. Just understand it is actually not hard to get rid of type 2 diabetes at all. Like no one I've worked with hasn't been able to get rid of that within 3 to 6 weeks maximum. That's not because of anything I do. I don't do anything. I just teach them what's going on in the body, right?
Yeah.
And you find it all online now. But like, boom, things become a choice. Not everything's a choice, and I understand that, but get aware enough and familiar enough about what you're going through so you understand. And that's what I had to do with my epilepsy. What is causing epilepsy? Boom, to the library, right? What is a synapse, right? What are neurons? What is the myelin sheath? How does this all work, right? And then now you don't have to go do that. I'm just a geek, but understanding that will really, really, really help you. And the systems of the body are so fun to understand. I should mention, it's not ready yet for purchase. This is my fourth edition of the book. But this is how the body works. Like it is so much fun. It's charts and graphs and a mascot and everything.
Oh, I can't wait to get it.
It's so fun. I can't wait to get it done. It's like almost done. Like the editor is like almost done. So we added a bunch. So we're super excited. But like just become familiar with the body and take the fear away. So probably the number one thing to do, there's three things, maybe four things pop. But number one, mindset. So if you're going to wake up and think, I have MS. I have fibromyalgia. I'm awake again. I have cancer. I've been constipated for a week. I got to deal with the kids. I got to get that coffee right away. Or, I got to get my alcohol. Like wherever you're at, and it's the stupid thinking, like, recognize that, I don't want to think that way anymore. That's not my identity. I may drink too much. I may blank too much. I might yell too much at my kids. I might say a swear word. I don't care what it is. I might think I've been told over and over I have MS. Like those can become people's identities to where I'll meet someone and they don't even want to come see me because it's like this poor lady, right? I don't know if she'll ever come and see me. Does she want to get rid of her diverticulitis? I don't know. If she wants to, she'll come make an appointment. I had someone the other day say, "Oh my gosh, my wife and I, we've been trying to get pregnant, for years. Maybe we should come and see you." I'm like, "If you want to have a baby, come and see me." But like, what am I supposed to do? Like make them come down and see me? It becomes their identity, right?
Yeah.
And I think that we have to, and it only is their identity because they've been told it so often that they feel that is literally, there's no hope. So getting hope by realizing these words, where focus goes, energy flows.
Mm.
So where focus goes, energy flows. If you wake up in the morning and you're focused on the ridiculous state of our world and the whole freaking world right now, right? You have to realize if we focus on it, you're going to have a really miserable day because there's really miserable things happening right now.
And it's completely like out of our control.
It is out of our control. That whole, what is in our control? Our personal control, the world control, right? And what's in your control is how you're looking at the world and how you're looking at yourself and what you're eating and what you're drinking and what you're putting on your skin. So block everything else off and focus on your world. Get up, look at the sun, be like, wow, that's a great day. Go outside in the sun, open up your eyes and look at the sun. No, you're not going to melt or die. Oh my word. Right. And then pretend you're in a teepee and you wake up and you stretch and you get out and you move and you do your Tai Chi and you do your arm circles, like whatever you want to do. But like, become alive again. Like become alive. People are just dead. They walk around looking dead. They think dead. They're dead thoughts. And I'm like, drink water, not coffee.
Yeah.
Right away in the morning, I drink a quart of water because my lazy river that my cells are floating in, I want water in that lazy river. What would happen? Like my husband showed up yesterday with these beautiful flowers.
Aw, how cute.
But what would happen if I put coffee in here or energy drinks, right? And then I put my flowers in them? What would happen?
They would die.
Yeah, like the plant needs water. We need water. All my plants, I live in a jungle if you saw my house, but like all of them need water. So just go back to the basics of joy, sunshine, air, water, heat, right? Like just start going back to some of the basics and focus here, and we're going to start living better. We weren't meant to live inside all day long away from the sun. We weren't meant to be surrounded by Wi-Fi. We weren't meant to be not touching the earth and grounding appropriately. We were never meant for those things. Our bodies were designed to touch the earth with bare feet. Our bodies were designed to sleep naked with other people, right? Well, hopefully it's your spouse, but anyhow, don't be going crazy on me here. But like we were designed to hug and kiss and make love and be part of a world we weren't designed to live how so many people live these days. So yep, if you're in despair and darkness, it's because you need more light. So get out in the sun and find people that like Gena say, like listen to every one of her podcasts because she's adorable. Like find those people that are going to lift you up and lighten your life, and you're going to do much better.
I completely agree with you. My favorite line is, well, two things I'll say here. Number one, I always say you cannot heal in the same environment that you got sick in. It is not possible. And then my other favorite line is like, when someone's complaining about like their health and stuff, going back to like the whole identity thing and like just being attached to it, my favorite line is when I'm like, and I'm sure you hear this all the time. I'm like, oh, well, have you tried XYZ? And then they like automatically just like put a hold up there, like, I've tried everything, so don't even bother. And you're just like, okay, you did not try everything, but all right.
Oh, I know. There's a couple ladies like that yeah. And those are always hard.
Even like you could
We can help you. Like,
get a horse
why don't
water,
you
but
want to be better? Like, why? It's like
I don't know. I don't understand. But I talk a lot about this with like my clients and community and stuff, and people become so addicted to, number one, the identity of like that like illness, disease, whatever plagues them, and they become addicted to like suffering. Like they don't know any better, and that's where like the mindset work comes in. A lot of people think that like what they're going through, like their body's in like separate parts, and it's like not. Everything is like whole, and like the environment you live in is a part of that. So
yeah.
I love that you are saying all this.
Well, that whole, I've been teaching the drama cycle for decades now. And people do not realize when they blame their ancestors for something in their health, or they blame the doctor because they never told, like people, realm of power, you have realm over your own realm of power, right? But if you are a victim, a hero, right, or a villain, you're in drama. So if you are placing someone as a victim or a hero or a villain, you are still in drama. So if you're blaming your ancestors because they passed down X, Y, and Z emotionally, get over yourself. Like just release it and move on. Stop
Right.
blame, like get out. How can anybody heal when they're in blame or in drama? You can't. You literally cannot heal, because every cell, and I talk about cells all the time, every cell in the body is either in one of two states. It's in growth or it is in decay. Period. There's no other state. You're either in growth and you've got all the white blood cells rushing to help you, and you're delivering all the nutrients to your to the cellular matrix, like your extracellular fluid. You're getting everything in the interstitial fluid, and then inside of the cell. You are either in growth or you're in decay. And for us humans, we can look at that as we're in growth or we're in fear. So depending on where you're at. So amen for that.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on like I'm big into energy medicine. Is that something that you love to like incorporate into like the repertoire?
Yeah, I do. I've written on it extensively for quite a long time. Actually, I'll show you a chart. I'm like, oh, she would love this chart if she's bringing it. So I am very much a scientist. So like, if it's not scientific, don't go there, because there's science behind everything, including frequencies.
Yes.
And so and I have all the testing equipment that I've played with for years on this, but this is a chart I put together. And so everything's atomic, period. In my office is a big periodic table of elements I've renamed it to the periodic table of electricity, because if there's one proton and you have hydrogen, then you normally have one electron. If you have two protons, you have helium, right? If you have 12, you have magnesium. If you've got cobalt and iron and phosphate and manganese and magnesium, and everything vibrates differently. And so we need electric activity, and electric activity is the movement of electrons. Well, you're going to bond all these different elements together from the earth to make stuff like my plant or my hair or my pretty little flower in my hair, right? So like everything is bonded. So electricity is everything. Well, because electricity can be measured, we can, put a metal detector outside and we can look for like gold and copper and diamonds and water. We can look for bones, like we can look for fish in the water. We can see anything using electricity. We just send it into the ground or the water and whoa, we get a feedback. So I use that every day in my life. Every day in my practice, I use feedback. I'll do applied kinesiology, muscle testing. I've got $70,000 of feedback equipment. Like this is more than that, bought another one for 30,000. But anyhow, like we love feedback. It's just how the body works is feedback. But here's the cool part. I went ahead in 2012 and started like documenting from all these different military studies that have been done and university studies for decades, probably for 100 years on electricity. And I started collecting data points using angstroms. So you can use a voltmeter to measure the angstrom of something. So I am going to show this to you, and it's really, really cool. But this is a frequency chart. So you can see that I have the frequencies of that you can feel emotional, and then different food frequencies.
Oh.
Now, what was really cool, Gena, when I put this together, at the very end, then I spent one day with one of my daughters for 14 hours. We took all the numbers and we put them all together. And I said, okay, this is the coolest thing. I said, I'm going to add some colors. I'm going to add 3 colors for low, medium, and high.
Okay.
I added the colors and I sat there and I looked at it and I actually started crying, and so did my daughter, because I'm looking at this going, wait a minute, the highest frequency emotions are serenity, unconditional love, exhilaration, and enthusiasm. The highest frequency foods are the rose oil, pure essential oils that are I have to be careful because there's way too much crappy oil out there.
Yeah.
But organic and frozen berries are super high in frequency. Organic juices like carrot juice and beet juice and herbs, right? Fresh herbs and spices and sprouts. So then I got thinking.
Oh, my favorite.
I know, Gena. I'm looking at it. I'm like, I have unconditional love. I don't care if you wear your pants around your waist. I think you look great because you feel amazing. I don't care what people wear. I don't care what religion they go to. Like, I don't care. Just like love each other, right? And I'm looking at this going, I eat those things and I use those oils. Like, I'm like, whoa. I'm not kidding. At the very bottom, I'm going to read the bottom because I bet you some of your clients or your people listening are in this. So the ultra low frequency emotions, resentment, hostility, hopeless, worthless. You feel worthless. Blame. People who are always blaming the coach or blaming their teacher, blaming
victimhood.
Oh my gosh, right? Dying, regret, despair. The last is body death. Despair is right before death. Regret is only 2 away, you guys. So if you're living with regret and it's like one of your identities, well, we got to save you. Here are the ultra low frequency foods. Genetically modified food, because it's not normal. Foods treated with, I call these the side dishes. Pesticides, herbicides, larvicides, right? Insecticides are all side dishes in that, and they're all designed to do one thing: kill the nervous system, the nervous system. Well, now you look at all your kids with ADD, ADHD, and all your guys with Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and MS, nervous system disorders have never been worse because all we do is spray this crap on all of our food that our animals are eating, food that we're eating, and then we are, oh my gosh, what's wrong with the nervous system? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can find pesticides in your gut right now. I find insecticides, pesticides, herbicides, larvicides. Like, these are in our food that we eat. And then we think, oh, it's not going to affect my nervous system. Are you kidding? Anyhow, so avoid that. Pasteurized fruit juices and fruit snacks. There is no life to them, and it's just terrible frequency. Cooked meat, by the way, cooked meat, there is no vibrant frequency. Processed chocolate. Now, raw cacao is one of the highest frequency foods.
Right.
You cook it. Alcohol, canola, cottonseed margarine, and vegetable oils, processed and packaged canned and fast foods, pasteurized milk, yogurt, cheese, ice cream. Those are all ultra low frequencies because it's been pasteurized. The only time you'd ever want to use anything out of an animal is when it comes right out. So, like if you want to drink milk, because you still kind of believe that the only way to get milk and calcium, which is a mineral, comes out of the ground, is through dairy, an animal's teat. Get a cow, name her Betsy, put her in your backyard, and when you're thirsty, you go nurse, honey. You go nurse right out of that cow. Now, I'm just teasing. I'm from Wisconsin, so some raw cheese once in a while. But like, get over the whole addiction to dairy. The only people who want you to drink dairy is a dairy council. There's no person in the holistic health world that's going to tell you to consume dairy. Nobody's going to tell you, here, have some mucus. That's like saying, here.
Yeah, I've never really liked it. I've always had like an adverse reaction, but like I've never heard anybody in the holistic health realm that's like, yeah, have dairy. They always say avoid it.
Yeah, it's like, and I mean, if you're going to do dairy, here's the one time I do use dairy. I will recommend raw milk kefir if you have Crohn's, but we're going to eliminate the Crohn's. This is part of how you do that. And so, so for me, I will use food as medicine. There are definitely times I will put people on a mucus, right? A milk from an animal if we're trying to relieve something. Very rarely, it's just not common. I don't care if people drink milk and have ice cream and whatnot. I don't care. I always say, like, if I go to visit my daughter, there's this place in Utah that we stop twice a year. It's called Nielsen's Custard. It's the best custard ever. And I'm going to get a little dish and one scoop of custard.
And you're going to enjoy it.
I have a liver and I know how to use it. You know, it's like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I'm going to try food when I travel because it's fun. I'm pretty careful with that, but still, you know, just be careful, guys. Anyhow, let's move on. The rest of the ultra low frequency foods are deep fried and microwaved foods, coffee and sodas, white flour, white brown and processed sugars, and corn syrup and artificial sweeteners are the lowest. And the people who feel a lot of these feelings are actually eating a lot of that. And that's how the whole chart is. And I thought, oh my gosh. So the number one way that we can increase our vibrancy, our life expectancy, our health, our attitude is to change what we eat. Like literally just make those subtle changes to eat more living food than dead food. You can still have some of your coffee, but what I do, and I don't necessarily love coffee. I didn't drink it for like 38 years. And so I just started a couple of years ago and I have maybe a couple of cups a week or a couple of months. But what I do, I make all my own milk. So I make all my own nut milk. So today, what I have in here, so this is my drink, right? There's this much coffee, like not even, like, and the rest of it is all my nut milk. And this is pecan, almond, and cashews. Now, I know most of my body is a nut. You can call me a nut. I don't care. But like, it's because I love them. I love them. I love them. I love walnut. I love all of them. But we can still eat something like that and make it healthy or not consume a lot of it. And I think it's just fun, probably because for years I didn't use it. And now I'm like, it's kind of tasty. I'll have some once in a while. You know, it's fun. We're just meant to be alive. And the healthier we consume, the healthier foods, the healthier we actually become. And I dare anybody. I see it. We run retreats here. People will come here and stay for 5 days or 3 months. And the difference in their body is night and day. And we see it. We look at their blood the first day they get here. We look at the blood the day they leave. It is mind blowing what can happen from just eating fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, and you're going to love the food. Everybody loves the food. Like no one throws food away here. The compost bucket is always empty because like everyone devours it. They've never tasted food without sugar and gluten and dairy, meat. And when they do, they all go, they go home and make huge changes. It's really been, so I see it. So don't limit yourself by saying you can't do it.
2 points I have there. Because I think a lot of people get stuck up on, well, okay, number one, because you're talking about how you make your own, like nut milks. So many people are like, oh yeah, like I go get like nut milk from like, you know, Trader Joe's or whatever. I'm like, no, like that is filled with so much garbage. So that's my first point. Like you're literally making it yourself, which is so easy, by the way.
So easy.
And number two, because same. Like I'm on the same wavelength as you as like I'm gonna enjoy my life. Like if I want coffee, I'm gonna have coffee. Like and I'm all about like high quality stuff. Like I'm not going to Starbucks. Like I don't even support them. So my like a great point that you just made is like you're still going to enjoy your life. You're going to go get the custard if you want to eat custard. Like you know that your body is going to take care of you, but you also know what's going to like put you over that line of like not feeling good. Like you know what you can have and
Yeah.
what you know where you can splurge and stuff. And I always like to encourage people like when you are going through this process of getting healthy and like entering into the holistic world, this holistic lifestyle, you know, you're obviously going to have to change pretty much everything about your lifestyle, but this food tastes really good. Like when you know how to make it the right way, when you know how to cook, when you know, cook with like love and intention and, you know, you're doing
And
that
spices.
and spices, like it doesn't have to be like it doesn't have to be like plain and gross. Like I don't know where this like whole thing got to be, but like I love food. Like I love food. I'm such a foodie, but good quality food. And
Yeah.
like what you're talking about, those higher vibrational foods in turn helps with those higher vibrational emotions to help you access those higher vibrational emotions.
Yeah.
Because obviously it plays a role in your brain, your nervous system, your pineal gland, which can be calcified from all of the bullshit. And I love that you said that because I think people feel hopeless when they're like, oh, like I have to eat healthy, like whatever.
It tastes so good.
No.
I know. Can I show you? I'm going to show you guys. Can people see this video or is it just
Yeah,
audible?
yeah, it'll be up on YouTube. Yeah.
Okay, you guys have got to check this out. So this is blood that we literally just did on our last retreat. So Holistic Health Educators is our school, and top of the line education. Like we have a third of our students are medical doctors and nurses and nurse practitioners and all around the world because we just teach what they didn't learn in medical school. Like what they're
Right.
not teaching is like how cells function in natural medicine. So we merge Western and Eastern medicine for good. We really do.
Love
We
it.
love it. So I'm a diehard traditional Chinese medicine gal. Teach it, live it, use it. And then I love diagnostics and emergency care. So that's where we're at. So Holistic Health Educators is our school, online school. It's so great. Lily Fields is our retreat center. And so people can come here and just live. They just live with us. They just get to experience, use all the tools in the wellness center. This is a woman that came to live with us for just 8 days. So this is after 7 nights and 8 days of eating our food, doing a liver cleanse, and also doing like the sauna, the hyperbaric chamber, lymphatic suits. We did a lot of PEMF. We did Chinese medical therapies. So we did a lot of neat things to help with the body. This is probably some of the worst blood I've ever seen in my
Oh
life.
wow.
Yeah, let me show this to you. Hello, open.
Was she just like not feeling good or what did she have like some type of like
Yeah,
disease?
she was very sick, and so she wanted to come in so we could work with her, and she wanted to find out what was going on in the body. And when we pulled up and did her blood work, we were all mortified because I have never seen blood as bad as
Wow.
this was probably some of the worst blood I've ever seen. And I had it all put together for you. Okay, so here it is. So that is that you can see not a single cell is normal. You're seeing a bunch of gut toxins. You're seeing there's Lyme in there. There's Candida. There's mold.
Gosh.
Lots of bacteria. All
My
those
daughter
black
agrees. She
dots.
just she doesn't
Yeah,
like it.
this is just. It was awful. It was just horrible. Look at what it looks like. Literally 7 days later. You guys ready for this?
I'm ready. Wow. Stop it right now.
Oh, this was so exciting. And that's not perfect. There's some gut toxins there, right? We got some things going on. But it was like it's
Wow,
eight
what a
days.
difference.
In 8 days, my gosh, people, this is literally what you can do at home. Like you can get into a sauna. You don't have to come here. You can find a sauna near you. You can do some light therapy. You can eat really well and stop with all the crap that makes your blood look like it did. You can and mold. Like if you're going to drink coffee, everybody listening to us, to Jen and I, we are here to preach mold-free coffee. Say it with me, mold-free
Yes.
coffee. Like
Yes.
mycotoxin-free coffee, because I'm telling you, the big box stores aren't selling you that. But you can get organic coffee that is tested for mold, and you can enjoy your coffee that is mold-free and organically grown. So you don't get all the pesticides and herbicides and insecticides. Remember, those are designed to kill the living nervous system. A long time ago, when I first started my businesses, my health business, It was named Karen's Energy. At first, it was Nature's Garden Health Food Store, and that was so boring. And so then we changed it to Karen's Energy because I was in Wisconsin, and people always ask me, "Where do you get your energy?" I had, because we had I had 7 babies, and then I had 3 stepchildren, and then adopted a daughter, and one of my students left
You
me.
had 7 babies?
12 kids.
Wow.
And they're like, "Where do you get your energy?" And when I was asked that the first time, I went, I eat it. And so that's where the name came from. And but like, you are going to feel better when you change again, what I always call the lazy river of your body, the lazy river of the cells, what your plants are floating in, what your body, what your organs are floating in, what is feeding your body. So don't be afraid to start, because it is so amazing to see what the body can do when given the right elements. It really is.
Yeah, I think, and it could be quicker than you think. It doesn't have to be this whole song and dance. Like you're saying, this woman came to you, and 8 days later, I mean, the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, 8 days. It was 8 days, you guys. We weren't even prepared for that. We see changes all the time, but this was such a drastic case. And
Yeah.
she smoked, and I mean, it was just like, oh dear, so, but it was neat.
Yeah. And now I think the biggest piece too, and we'll kind of like end on this, but the integration piece. So what would you say to those who are listening who are like, okay, great, came to see you, or like they got their blood tested, they're feeling better, they're, whatever. What do you think is like the easiest way to now bring this home, like to bring this into their lifestyle?
Yeah. Mindset, of course, is everything. So making sure that you wake up with a positive mindset that you can keep doing this. I would encourage to drink more water than anything else. So I'm a big 2 quarts by 2. So 2 quarts of water by 2 p.m. I throw some lemon in there, throw basil, I don't care, put some cinnamon in there, whatever you want to do, but drink 2 quarts of water, not coffees and teas and smoothies, just drink water. And then eat more living food than dead food if you can. So like because in your living food, you have living viable enzymes, period. They are denatured and cooked out of food. They are dead. They are killed when they are cooked over that 119 degrees. Some of them are gone at 109, and some are 104. So finding living food. So throw sprouts on everything. It doesn't matter. They hardly have any taste. Throw them on everything you ever make, right? Put them in your smoothie. It doesn't matter. Put them on your hamburger. I do not care, but put more living food than dead food in the body to feel alive. And don't eat noodles. Like, oh my gosh, how many people look like wet noodles? They walk around like, I'm vegetarian, and they look awful because they look like a noodle because that's all they eat is food. I'm like, oh my gosh, get over the grain. So I really do profess avoid grain. I do, because we are not meant to live on grain. Our system is not designed to live on grain and meat. It just isn't. You can have some, but our digestive system is very long. It's a 25 to 27 foot tract. A carnivore's, it's like 5 feet. So like with a long digestional tract, and if we have meat and dairy, which ferments in the body for 30 hours, by the way, it's 30 hours from point A to point B for dairy and meat. It is minutes for watermelon, right? But like your fruits and vegetables are gone from point A to point B in the toilet within a few hours. Some of the vegetables can take up to 10 or 12 hours, but your grains are like the 17s and 13s or longer. But your meats and dairies are hard. And so just pay a little more attention to trying to get more living food in, which might mean a salad, might mean a smoothie, might mean snacking on that cucumber or grabbing that red pepper for work, eating some raw sauerkraut to help increase the microbiome.
I love sauerkraut.
Me too. Yeah, we've got gallons of it always brewing. And then educate. Biggest thing, educate. Like we started this entire conversation with, when you understand something, it takes the fear out of it. So yeah, I can tell you, as a 58-year-old woman, I have no medications. My hormones are balanced. My blood work is great. I feel amazing. I have libido. I self-lubricate. I don't got to do anything. It just naturally is there. I went through menopause years ago. Didn't even know it. Didn't even have a single hot flash, because this works, because Gena eating this way, she's not going to have hot flashes, and she's not going to go through menopause with all the disdain that everybody does. If you can start younger, like right now, bringing in more living food, eating nuts and seeds, being careful of what you're putting into the body, you are going to live with vibrant energy. You are going to still be able to build muscle mass. You are going to be able to make love until you're dead, which hopefully is over 100. Like, you are going to be able to live life again, but you can't expect to live alive if you don't put living food in the body. You
Mm.
cannot expect to live alive on dead food. You can't. You can't. You will live, but we need to bring now. I am going to put a disclaimer in there. If you're in Asia and certain parts of the world where you do need to cook everything because of all of the microorganisms, they're not cooking it until it's dead and limp as a doorknob, guys. They're just cooking it off so we kill microorganisms. They are still bringing in vitamins and nutrients, and they're using something called apple cider vinegar. So there's other things we can bring in if you're not able to eat a lot of living food. There are other things you can bring into your life, spirulina, chlorella, apple cider vinegar, things that you can do to bring the enzymatic activity up into the body, and then make sure you always have enough iodine. So those are my amen pieces, baby.
I love that so much. Okay. I mean, we could chat for hours. So, what are some, as we close off, what are some words of wisdom that you would leave the listeners?
Words of wisdom would be number one, love yourself. All your cells, honey. I traveled 2022 in my renovated RV with 3 foot letter words that says, we love your guts, because we really do love your guts. I might not like you all the way around, but I will love your guts, honey. And then also love yourself, right? You are a bunch of cells. And so you've got to take care of your body. Wake up in the morning and touch your liver and be like, good morning. It's gonna be a great day. I'm gonna go to my favorite little custard place when I go to visit. So like, or hey, good morning. How's my tummy doing? How's my heart? Like talk to your adrenals and be like, okay, can you keep up with me today? I got a big day ahead of me. Like just love your body. And then and I'm writing a book on this right now, but it's and, sleep naked, eat more vegetables, and make more love. That's pretty much that sums it all up, right? So
I
like,
love that. I'm here for that.
please sleep naked. People, I don't care if you sleep by yourself, if you're single, it doesn't matter. Cotton sheets, right? And linen. Avoid silk, it's not great for your body, and definitely nothing polyester. But like cotton and linen sheets on your body. And at first, you're not going to feel comfortable because you're going to feel naked. You're going to get warm. You are going to feel amazing after a couple weeks of that. But your body is designed to breathe all night long, right? And if you're with your spouse or your lover, your body is designed to touch each other and to become whole by sharing those electrons, which you can't do sleeping in a polyester nightgown under polyester sheets. You cannot share electrical, synergy in a non-conductive atmosphere. Now that might sound really bizarre to people, but just try it and you'll like it, and eat more vegetables for Pete's sake. Go get asparagus and have your urine smell weird. I hope that was okay to say for your audience.
No, yeah, yeah, we're good. Don't worry. We keep it real here, so.
Well, that's for real.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. So, where can people find you?
We created a landing. I am not a techie geek. You guys, I'm not AI. I'm completely real. If you hear me speak, it's always me. I don't write anything with AI. I just don't. And so you will find me on the web landing page called ZuZuUnleashed.com. Unleashed is because I'm 58 and I don't care anymore. So I'm like, you want to hear about this? That's great. Let's talk about it. Like whatever. And so I love your guts. And we love to help you. Holistic Health Educators. You'll find a link to our school. You'll find a link to Lily Fields. We do have an online store called ZuZu's Energy. And that is an online store with some of our favorite things that we sell. So that's up there. Yeah, you might spend $2 more than on Amazon, but we really don't recommend buying anything you eat, drink, or put on your skin from a big box store. The reason being, there are, just so you're aware, as consumers, there are so many lawsuits against these companies that are like bringing in wholesale quote unquote items and selling them to you, because they're finding that, like, for instance, I had one of my clients overseas order capsule tea, which I sell and I've represented for 20 years now because it's incredible for cancer, incredible. And they bought it. They're in Australia. They bought it, and it was same bottle, same label, same everything. They opened it up and they'd had capsule tea from us, right, from the manufacturers, and it wasn't the same product. And that we had them ship it to us and test it, and it wasn't capsule tea. Companies are literally, these bad companies are buying a product, and they'll buy all the bottles and make the same labels, and they'll fill it with crap. You have no idea what you're taking. And then they're selling it until they run out of those products, and then they're gone. They vanish, and there's no way to find them. I have in front of me a bottle of something from another one, a big name company you would know. And I open it up and it smells like perfume. And they're like, this is making me sick. I'm like, oh, honey, where'd you get it from? And they told me, I'm like, yep, this company is also suing these people. So just be aware that there's a bunch of stuff happening. Do your research, and just enjoy life today. So
I'm going to add all of your links to the description below, the description box. So thank you so much for coming on and sharing your knowledge. I really appreciate it. And guys, if you like this episode, like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to review. It really helps the podcast. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
everybody.